Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. If you like wheels, you're in the right place. Or things that have wheels anyway. Today I want to talk about some of the ongoing drama with the big YouTube channels, and to be honest, just have a quick chat about automotive YouTube, because I feel like an OG fan. I feel like I'm witnessing the rise and fall of it. So recently, over the past, I don't know, sort of couple of years or so, Hoonigan and Donut have been falling apart. Two of the big boys.
This is the worst idea! This is the worst idea ever! It's the worst fucking idea, Joey! I almost forgot. Pop up and down headlights! Pop up and down headlights.
Probably the biggest channels in the game for a long time. We saw all the sort of OG members of those channels leave and start their own channels. What's interesting is that you kind of get to find out the reasons because they've all started their own channels. I think a lot of the time in the reasons why I left, they kind of nerf their answers a bit, but you get a general gist for it. But it seems like the main consensus is what ruins them is greed and money, which, what a surprise that is. Unfortunately, that's probably the curse of humans in general. I remember watching Hoonigan and Donut all the time. Donut had their up-to-speed videos, which were pretty awesome. Hoonigan's daily transmission, man, that was like, in my opinion, that is peak automotive YouTube. That was just such good entertainment. I remember I discovered Hoonigan kind of late, which was cool because it meant I had loads of daily transmission to watch. And my understanding is that the same thing happened to both of the channels, both Donut and Hoonigan. I think they were both bought by like private equity companies. There was just a huge focus on probably profit and loss prevention, so they just creatively, they both got kind of whack. I watched the new Speed video and James kind of detailed it as they lost creative control and they felt a sense of ownership over Donut even though they didn't own it, and that was just a huge bummer in the end because, you know, once it was bought out, you had to abide by the new owner's rules, which obviously you wouldn't want to do if you'd sacrificed a lot and input a lot creatively. So it's sad, man. I don't know what the future is. My problem, as I've gotten older, and the reason why I've personally gone off of it and I don't watch as much anymore, is that it all just became so unrelatable. So I remember my favourite stuff that I discovered was like the early days of, I remember Haggard Garage, or Haggard Garage, Haggard Garage? It's weird to say if you're English. I remember discovering that, just like grassroots channels of just like dudes my age having tons of fun with cars, and they didn't have any money or resources. They were kind of just making it happen with what they had. And I thought that was really inspirational. I love watching it. Ironically, Haggard had the same kind of demise where it got bigger, greed, money, blah blah blah. It all got a little bit silly. I think the problem is with those channels is that money kind of ruined them. But how do you prevent that? My all-time favourite YouTuber a few years ago would have been Jimmy Oaks. And it was, the relationship between him and his mates was so good, and the work on the cars was really cool and interesting, and then it just seemed like he was just doing the same thing over and over again with like in an unobtainable kind of way. It was like just became like an S15 channel, and I kind of stopped watching and I haven't really tuned back in since, which is a bummer. Maybe I need to. Maybe the problem with it all is capitalism, and money does kind of ruin everything. I remember a time when I didn't even really watch TV or like any other streaming service. I kind of only watched YouTube. I wonder if that's true for any of you guys. And then as time has gone on, kind of watched less and less. Hello! Such a nice evening, man. Your ting is glistening, man. It looks great. Loving it.
A few moments later.
Right. I'll lead the way then, I guess. Right, I finished having my drink with George. That was nice. He's still following me. He's got a brand new XSR 700. It's a very lovely bike. very lovely indeed. But he's now seriously outclassing me in power. So where do you guys think automotive YouTube is headed? And when do you think it peaked? What was your favourite stuff? I think for me, like I said, it would be Haggard Garage, Hoonigan, Donut, Jimmy Oaks, Adam LZ too. Don't watch Adam LZ at all anymore, he's way too unrelatable. Yeah, where does it all end up? And is it always destined to go to shit as soon as money happens? Is that, am I right? Is that the common denominator of what kind of ruins it? Whee! Come on. What I would like to see is things just going back to their roots a little bit, you know? I want to see people building cool cars on driveways, people doing stuff that, you know, everyone can do. And that's kind of what I hope to do with this channel. It's funny though, I'm here probably on my high horse bit being like, oh well, the problem is that they've got too much money and then it becomes unrelatable and rubbish. But the truth is, like, I think for most people it would get that way. When Jimmy got the several S15s, I was like, oh wow, this is so unrelatable. But like, I would do the same. I'd have a few RX-7s probably. Anyway, I digress. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. But push it to the limit. Nice to see your pals, isn't it? Nice to see your pals.
As we don't have the capacity.
Ain't got no power. I think I might be outclassed slightly. You dusted me! He's gone! See you, George!